Look around your city tonight. Behind almost every lit window, there is a tiny, private world. One tired adult. Maybe two. A locked door, a crying child, a pile of work messages, a sink full of dishes, and the quiet pressure to somehow hold it all together. In the modern world, we call this normal. We believe raising a child is a private responsibility, a family matter, something a mother, a father, or two exhausted adults are supposed to manage mostly on their own. And even when help exists, it often comes in scheduled hours, paid services, or short visits. But the emotional weight of raising a child still often falls behind one door, inside one room, on one adult, or on two people who are already completely exhausted. But this is not only a story about parents, it is part of a much larger modern condition. We have become used to compressing human needs into smaller and smaller spaces. One household, one partner, one friend, one phone screen, one person, alone with themselves. We are taught to be independent, to be mature, to handle our emotions privately, to not need too much from anyone. So when you need comfort, you start to wonder if you are too fragile. When you need company, you start to wonder if you are too dependent. And when you want someone to answer you, to see you, to come closer, you start to wonder if you are asking for too much. But there is a reason this feels so heavy, because for most of human history, we were not raised this way. A child was not born into a silent apartment. A child was born into a camp, into firelight, voices, footsteps, hands, faces, the smell of smoke, the sound of people nearby. To understand why modern life often feels so emotionally draining, we have to begin there, not with adulthood, but with the one thing every human being once was, a helpless infant. Compared with many animals, human babies are born incredibly unfinished. A baby horse can stand within hours. A baby sea turtle can crawl toward the ocean almost immediately. But a human baby cannot walk, cannot feed itself, cannot defend itself, cannot follow the group, cannot even hold up its own head for long. For a long time, a human infant is not just weak, it is completely dependent. And this is one of the strangest facts about our species. Human beings became one of the most intelligent animals on Earth by beginning life as one of the most helpless. Part of the reason is our evolutionary trade-off. Our ancestors walked upright. That changed the shape of the pelvis. At the same time, human brains became larger. So human babies had to be born early, before the head became too difficult to deliver. Some researchers describe early infancy as a kind of fourth trimester, because outside the womb, the baby still needs constant regulation, warmth, touch, food, protection, comfort, another nervous system nearby. A human baby is not just waiting to grow, it is waiting for the world to answer. And in the ancient world, that answer could not come from only one exhausted person. In many small-scale human societies, children were often raised through a wider network of care. This is sometimes called alloparenting. It simply means that care does not come only from the biological mother. It can come from fathers, grandmothers, older siblings, aunts, cousins, other trusted people in the group. A baby might be held by one person, watched by another, soothed by another, carried by another. A toddler might wander near older children. A tired mother might rest, while someone else keeps an eye on the fire. A grandmother might know when a baby is hungry before anyone says a word. This was not some perfect ancient paradise. People were hungry, the world was dangerous, life was hard, but a child was rarely just alone with one adult in a sealed room, while the rest of society disappeared behind a wall. The child grew up inside a human web, and that web did something more important than simply keeping the baby alive. It taught the baby what the world was. Because a baby's cry is not manipulation, it is a signal. In the ancient wilderness, crying was expensive. It used energy. It could attract danger. It demanded attention. So when a baby cried, someone had to respond. Someone picked them up. Someone fed them. Someone rocked them. Someone hummed in the dark. Someone brought their body close enough for the baby's body to calm down. And for the infant, every response was information. When I cry, someone comes. When I am hungry, someone feeds me. When I am scared, someone holds me. When the world becomes too much, another human helps me survive it. That is the beginning of safety, not an idea, not a philosophy, a pattern, a nervous system learning, over and over again. I am not alone here. But now ask yourself something. What happens when that baby grows up? The body gets taller, the face changes, the voice deepens. The person learns to drive, work, pay rent, answer emails, and pretend everything is fine, but the ancient system does not disappear. The need to be seen does not vanish at 18. It changes shape. Now it looks like waiting for a message, checking if someone replied, feeling your stomach drop when a friend suddenly becomes distant, feeling strangely hurt when you speak in a room and nobody reacts, feeling panic when someone you love goes quiet. Modern culture often judges these feelings. We call them needy, clingy, insecure, too sensitive. We tell ourselves to be independent, to stop caring, to not need validation. But your nervous system is not built from motivational quotes. It is built from millions of years of human dependency. To the oldest parts of you, a lack of response does not feel neutral. It feels like danger. Because once, for the most vulnerable version of you, no response meant something very simple. No one is coming. And if no one comes, I may not survive. This is where modern life becomes strange. We have taken a species that evolved inside groups and placed it inside closed apartments. We have taken a task that was once spread across many hands and compressed it into one or two exhausted adults. We have taken emotional needs that were once held by a wider community and poured them into one partner, one friend group, one inbox, one phone screen. Then, when those few people cannot carry everything, we assume something is wrong with us. We think we are weak for feeling lonely. We think we are broken for needing reassurance. We think we are childish for wanting someone to notice when we are not okay. But maybe the problem is not that you need too much. Maybe the problem is that modern life gives us too little. Too little response, too little presence, too little shared burden. Because humans were not raised alone. We were shaped by arms that picked us up, faces that looked back, voices that answered, bodies that stayed close in the dark. And that is why being ignored can still hurt so deeply. It is not just your ego, it is memory. Not the kind you can picture, the kind your body keeps. The echo of a time when survival depended on whether another human noticed your cry. So the next time you feel that heavy loneliness, when someone does not reply, when a room goes quiet after you speak, when you feel ashamed for needing comfort, pause. Do not rush to call yourself weak. There is something ancient inside you, still asking the first question every human brain had to ask. Is anyone there? Will someone come? Am I safe? And maybe the most human answer is not independence. Maybe the answer is connection. Because you were not built to grow alone, and maybe that is why being unseen still hurts so much.